You're a successful career woman. You've also been successful in business. What did you have to give up to become this successful?
What are those things that stand between a woman and success? And if we want to identify them, charity begins at home. So you start from the personal. And on the personal side, you're talking about beliefs you've grown up with within you. Do you actually believe that you can move vertically? Do you believe that you can move laterally? Probably easier. But do you believe that you can move vertically? Then you begin to say maybe, maybe not. So it's first the inner self, the belief that it can happen. That inner conviction must be there. Then we begin to look at the external, and the external from the immediate environment of the woman, where you actually believe from within you and reinforced by the nuclear family and the parenting guidance that you can move vertically. And then you go through the educational system, and then you begin to get into the bigger external environment. Now the bigger external environment is another factor. Okay, so you go into your marriage, and you begin to look at your spouse. Is your spouse encouraging? Okay, I have a spouse who is in the same financial space as I am in, and we grew up saying, listen, you go your vertical route, I understand it, as long as it doesn't come in the way. And so that takes us back to the individual again. Your responsibility as a mother, as a wife, you package them, you get them done, but you keep that same push and consciousness that you are moving vertically. And so you begin to create like a win-win thing, and then time management becomes very key. Personal time management. How do I give to Caesar what is Caesar, and give to God what is God, and give to home what is home? Okay, so time management for women is very key. So all of that, the entire support systems, starting from the internal of the woman, and then her immediate environment, and the intermediate environment, the larger environment. But at the end of the day, the woman holds the ace. She must keep on that push and keep up that conviction. Tough one, but she must keep on at it.
I have spoken to business owners, and one of the concerns they share with me is the quality of people you get to work with these days. They say many Nigerian graduates are unemployable. What has been your experience? What can we do to revamp our educational system, which has been identified as one of the reasons we have this problem, in order to develop a workforce that will be able to drive the development of the Nigerian economy?
I think we need to first start by accepting what we can change and what we cannot change, damage that has happened and that we cannot necessarily reverse. I think our educational system has not done us well at all, or we have not done well for our children and our siblings with a weak and poor educational system. And so for people like us who have to go into that space to look for, to build a workforce, the only solution was be careful what you pick, and whatever you pick, you then have to do so much work on. Run induction programs, a lot of on-the-job training. English language is just another pathetic story. Math, another story. So we talk about basic grammar. So you're teaching and teaching and teaching. And for me personally, I think that I decided from the beginning that I owed my immediate constituency, which is my workforce, that little bit from me, which is to spend a lot of time to train my people. So when I have my people, I spend a lot of time on the nuts and bolts. Very time consuming, but very rewarding. So we have that generation that has unfortunately gone through that. But for the younger ones coming, I think our government needs to do something very quickly. I'm talking about the government, but at the federal and at the state levels. We need to do things very quickly, whether it has to do with the teachers themselves, very pathetic. We need to do a lot, both the teachers at all levels. But the most subtle part of it, which is what I look for in employees, is beyond the technical part of the employee, which has to do with character, culture, values, behavior. I think our parents, we as parents, have a lot of work to do. I think we inject our children with so many negative things in terms of that soft side of education, and we have a lot of work to do.
Maybe we should then end with some free employment advice. How does an applicant stand out? How does an applicant ensure that he or she stands out?
I think that the first thing is to do what happens globally. Recognize that placing yourself out there is serious business. I think some of our people are so casual about it. Once you place yourself out there, whether it's through your resume or through whatever mode you seek to place yourself out there to be found out in the search or picked up in the search process, you need to present yourself both in terms of the cerebral part of you as well as the character part, and then in terms of self-presentation. An employer looks for the cerebral first, and so individuals, the CV tells a lot, and then you take the test. Some employers say, handwrite your application. Some people take that for a joke, but a lot of employers look through the lines and look at the grammar with which you write out your job application. For me, once I just begin to see those funny grammar issues, I knock out that application. And then prepare for those interviews very well. Prepare them for them very well. Again, I think our young people trivialize those things very well, a lot. Some of the things I look out for are some of the things that are very key in international environments where people want to see, what did you do when you were in high school? Little leadership things that you do, little community things that you do. They, in very early stages, show what you bring to the table in terms of teamwork, leadership, initiative, working without supervision, some of those very little things. I think young people need to look out for those things very seriously. And for my message to young ladies, they need to present themselves very seriously. They need to present themselves for people to take them very seriously, and not try to play not expect people to discriminate in their favor because they're female. Stand up and be professional. Show the great strengths that you have, and that you can rise up and stand up against your counterparts intellectually, body language, character, etc. And a lot of our ladies are doing a great job at it. They just need to be seen a little bit more, because I think our ladies tend to be shy. The men tend to be a little bit more aggressive. That is the societal factor, because the society puts pressure on them to be, a little bit soft-toned and below the radar. But I think if they have something to give, they should stand out and stand tall and be heard.
Ms. Eileen Shaiyen, thank you.
Thank you very much, Modeli.
And we thank you for watching. Please join us next time when the program returns. But between now and then, let's continue our conversation online at channelstv.com, and do tweet me your thoughts at Modeli SY. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time.